Hello, everybody. This is Hoggy, and you're watching Rib Shack TV. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, y'all? This is DJ Rendezvous, and you're tuned in to Rib Shack TV. What's up, y'all? This is your boy Kato, and you're watching Rib Shack TV. I can definitely see how that could be a bit confusing. Let's take a step back. Howdy, everybody. I'm Kevin Harrison, and this is me. The young guy there. I would say around 8 years old, something really cool happened that changed things up a bit. This guy, known simply as Dad, introduced me to my first obsession. One day he brought home one of these. I was no stranger to this stuff. My cousins had one of these, and my goofball brother had a couple of these. But this thing was just crazy. I could not stop messing with it. After this thing showed up, I didn't care much to play on this team anymore. I was deadlocked on this and this. Honestly, only two things eventually broke my concentration from this, and that was these, naturally, and this guy, Big Daddy Kane. Okay, now by this time I had listened to tons of rap, Slick Rick, Rakim, Special Ed, but this guy was amazing. His delivery and content were both astounding. He even starred in a movie, man. So after this, I started working here and met these guys. And yeah, we really are Jedi. I'll get to that. What's interesting at this time is my brother Craig started writing rhymes, and he was good. So good, I started going to places like this with him. And it was fun until I began to interact with the people who owned these places, and they acted like they were this guy. But what did I know though? I was just an observer. All I did know is I didn't like what I saw. So I decided to get this and just make him music. And then he gave me this. Back then I didn't quite know what to write, man. Now that same book doesn't have any blank pages left in it. And here's why. Craig and I were in a hometown rut and decided to relocate to the heart of it all. And shortly after we got there, things began to blow up. Now, just to keep everything in perspective, remember that this is still going on. It's very important for you to keep that in mind. Anyway, back to that later. The Exodus. What do you do when you move? You get a job, if you haven't already. And at said job, you what? Meet people, right? You don't work, really, right? So, I met this fella, James Bryant. This guy was a real lyricist, much better than I was. His three-man crew have been doing music for years. He also introduced me to one of their associated acts, Kenrick, also known as Super Castro. This guy's talent level is off the charts. He is a walking lyric dispenser. In the midst of all this, I also met one of the most interesting folks I've ever met, my homie D. Avery, simply known as No Doubt. We hit it off instantly and shortly began to develop concepts that to this day could still be considered extraordinary. Together we formed the Blazers Club. I shortly pulled in Kenrick as an auxiliary member, and D. Avery pulled in his homie Devin. Not long after that, I pulled my boy Rob Will into the fold, and D. Avery also drafted Amin. Now we're fully crewed up, with my brother making appearances every now and then. we went on to make a few albums. So, did you remember what I told you to keep in mind? Yeah, this. Also, you remember my Jedi buddies from back home? Well, while I was doing my thing, they were forming in-game chat. In the beginning, I did a ton of production for these guys, but at the time, my focus was primarily on making these. And doing this, things were going great. Man, studio time turned into songs, turned into albums. Everybody we knew was making music like crazy. And then the worst happened. James was murdered. He was one of the victims of a home invasion turned triple homicide. The effect of losing him will stick with me forever. And they caught the guy who did it, and he's serving life. That didn't make me feel any better about the situation though. About the only thing that did make me feel better was making music. And that's exactly what I did. Constantly in here. Doing this. Oh, and this too. Yes, y'all, we rocked the house. And in the process, I gained a spouse. And then this happened, which was great. You know what you do when that happens, right? You buy one of these. Didn't see that coming, did you? Hey, it kept me from getting fat, man. Now, I'm no pro, but you don't have to be in love with writing. I actually got into a bit of acting too. We sold out the house that night. We being the Avery and I. There he is. After the play though, I had to get realistic about my family's future. So music and skating took a back seat. I got my certs. Shortly after that, we relocated again. So this is me at work now. And occasionally I hang out with my Jedi homies who are still on the air. The gaming nowadays though is on Twitch, doing what I've been doing for 30 years. The real question is, where's the music and skateboarding? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, the music and skateboarding. Now, as it stands, I'm game streaming. I've got the equipment for that. And what I also plan on doing is making a separate show that is totally based on hip hop, specifically things that my group has done. Associated groups have also done. I've got tons of music, man. Probably 12 albums worth of music that I'd be willing to bet none of you have ever heard before. I plan on rolling that out slowly and telling some stories based on events surrounding those songs being made. Studio time. I got a lot of video footage too. And in addition to that, I also want to begin to produce music streaming right in front of you guys. We're talking making the music, writing the lyrics, as well as recording the lyrics, engineering the lyrics. And that's pretty much my plan. And in order to do that, I need some music recording equipment, production equipment, basically. And at the same time, I also want to do some skateboard footage, capture music, video production. And it's going to take a nice camera. It's going to take a lot of lighting equipment. It's going to take some newer software. It's going to take a lot. And basically, that's why I presented that entire story to you guys about me, about what I like to do. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be able to get these things eventually, but the more you guys help me, the quicker I'll get them and the more stuff I'll be able to make. So just keep that in mind. And if you can't donate, then that's okay. If you would, please just comment on my stuff. I don't mind critiques. That means that you're watching, and just as long as one of you are watching, I'm gonna make this stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching my Patreon portfolio, and thanks for supporting Ripshack TV. You guys take it easy.